Do I need more books? No. Do I still have books on my physical TBR shelf? Yes. So please explain to me why I bought more books. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. First off, I got a haircut. What do we think? I like it. If you don't, I'm just kidding. You can have your own opinion, but just don't tell me you don't like it because then I will cry. In today's video, I'm gonna go through all the books I have acquired over June.
3, 2, 1. Arguing again, arguing about something so simple. Make it clear, tell me why you're running back to him. Feeling insecure, feeling like there's more to your character.
Every time I tell myself I'm gonna stop buying books, the next weekend I end up at Barnes & Noble. Clearly, I just enjoy lying to myself. If you're new to my channel and you don't already know by now, I enjoy finding a good deal. It's something I'm kind of known for. I'm gonna be like one of those moms when I'm older who like cuts out coupons and goes to the grocery store with them. So not all the books today I paid full price for, which I'm pretty proud of myself for. But of course, I still do have some from Barnes & Noble, but I also have some from Target, Book of the Month, The Green Valley Book Fair, which was the bookstore I went to in my recent book shopping vlog. This haul just kind of ended up being books I collect from over this month, but if you want me to make this like a monthly thing, let me know. Or maybe it shouldn't and you should yell at me to save my money. Anyways, let's get on to this haul. First up, let's go over the books I got from Target, my bae. Target was having a buy two get one free sale. They have these sales at least twice a year, so I never really purchase any books from Target unless there's the sale going on. I just tell myself whenever I'm there and I see books I want, no Sarah, you do not need to purchase this book right now. Wait until the next buy two get one sale. You can pretty much always guarantee that you're gonna find books at Target that interest you because they tend to sell new releases or books that are really popular. Immediately when I saw this first book, I knew it was coming home with me, and that is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I did not absolutely love the other book I read by Emily Henry, Beach Read, but come on, I think Emily Henry's team knew what they were doing when they were creating this book. There's no better way to entice a prospective reader than to market a book featuring book lovers. I would say Emily Henry did a fucking good job with that. So in this book, we follow a cutthroat literary agent, Nora, and her little sister, Libby, as they take a little sister's vacation to North Carolina for a month. And on their vacation, Nora keeps running into Charlie, a book editor from back in the city, but it seems to be that their interactions aren't always pleasant. This sounds like a classic enemies to lovers, but the fact that both of the main characters work in the literary field makes me so excited to read this. The next book I picked up is a new release I have heard nothing but great things about, and that is The Island by Adrienne McKenty. This book follows Heather Baxter and her new family, comprised of her husband Tom, her young stepson, and her teenage daughter, as they vacation in the outback. And after they discover an island that is off limits to visitors, they do what one does when they are forbidden to do something and do said forbidden thing. So the family hops on a ferry to this island, and once they get there, their vacation quickly escalates to a nightmare. The synopsis also says that the husband gets separated at one point, and then Heather has to try to save herself and the kids, even if they don't completely trust her. Ooh, love some good family drama. I'm hoping to get to this book soon since it seems like a very summer-esque read. Alright, the last book I picked up from Target was The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. I surprised myself when I picked up this book because I thought sports romances weren't for me. I'm not really into sports, so I didn't think a book like this would be like my journey. But Instagram kept shoving this book down my throat. Obviously, I gave in. Are you happy, Mark Zuckerberg? Is this what you wanted? Mark, just leave me alone and go fly some more Teslas around space. I have read this book already, so you'll get my full thoughts on it in my June wrap-up. Basically, for a quick synopsis, we have the classic friends to lovers trope here. So we follow Bree, who is like this retired ballerina, and her best friend Nathan, who is an NFL legend. And they're kind of put into this situation where they have to fake date, but this causes some troubles between the two characters because they're secretly in love with each other and they think that the other person just wants to be friends. Will they eventually confess their feelings for each other or not? That would be a spoiler, so I'm not gonna tell you, even though I think we can all probably assume one way or the other. Let's move on. So I'm gonna show you next the books I got from the Green Valley Book Fair. I wasn't planning on going there so soon after my last visit, but if you don't already know from my previous video, I had to stay at my apartment a little longer because my dad got COVID, so I couldn't come back to my parents' house until he wasn't sick and contagious anymore. Obviously, I'm back now. He's doing fine, by the way, now. Anyways, there's only so much you can do in my college town, so one thing led to another. another, and I ended up back at the Green Valley Book Fair, and I picked up all of these. I'm really glad I did though, because I ended up finding the first 2 books in the Winter in Paradise series by Ellen Hilderbrand. The previous time I went, I got the 3rd book in this series without really knowing it was part of a series. So the first 2 books have kind of been on like my mental TBR to keep an eye out for. In the first book though, that is the 2nd book, this is the first book, we follow Irene and her family after her husband is killed on a plane crash on St. John. And soon after his death, Irene and her sons learn that the father was living this double life. Sounds like a bit of a Hannah Montana moment to me. So I believe we follow the family as they untangle the husband's lies, and they try to figure out what this will mean for their family and their own futures. This reminds me a lot of it's right here on my TBR. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. In this book, we follow a woman after her husband dies in a helicopter accident. The synopses are giving me similar vibes. Actually, all the books I picked up from the Green Valley Book Fair are by Ellen Hilderbrand. This time I went, everything was pretty much the same as the previous time, except a table popped up in the middle of the store filled with Ellen Hilderbrand books. So as the smart person I am, I picked up 4 of her books, even though I've not read a single one by her. I could end up hating all of these reads, but I could end up loving them, and then I would have saved a lot of money, because all of these books I think were around $5. So the next book I got by Miss Hilderbrand is 28 Summers. I feel like this is the Ellen Hilderbrand book people recommend, so I expect great things. It sounds like we're following a love story between Mallory and Jake, but in the present day, to quote the synopsis, Mallory is on her deathbed. The synopsis is actually pretty vague, but I believe this is like a dual timelines read that jumps from the past to the present, and it looks like that Mallory and Jake meet up every summer for 28 summers. Haha, very clever. And then the last book I picked up from the Green Valley Book Fair was The Perfect Couple by, you guessed it, Ellen Hilderbrand. Take a shot every time I say Ellen Hilderbrand. Come on, it'll be fun. You'll just be blackout drunk. So maybe you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't though. I feel like I've heard good things about this book too, probably from Sarah Crowley, because she always seems to recommend Ellen Hilderbrand reads. This book is a classic whodunit murder mystery. We follow the aftermath of a death at a wedding on Nantucket, and I believe this is from like multiple perspectives. So as the story unfolds, we're probably gonna find out who the killer is and what exactly happened. Next, let's go over the books I picked up from Barnes & Noble. When I went, I actually wasn't planning on picking anything up because I was planning on just chilling at Starbucks and working on a thumbnail. But literally when I walked in, I walked straight past Starbucks and to the book section. 30 minutes later, I finally sat down at Starbucks with 2 more books added to my TBR shelf. The first book I picked up, I knew I was gonna be a goner when I saw it, and that is Ricochet by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I read Addicted to You in May, so I've been super eager to pick up the next book and dive back into this world again. I'm not gonna go over too much about this book because I don't want to spoil Addicted to You, but the second book takes place directly after the first, and I believe this is from solely Lily's point of view. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. I believe, unless I'm making things up. I could be remembering wrong, I don't know. And then the second book I got from Barnes & Noble is My Killer Vacation, Tessa Bailey's new release. This book sounds like it's gonna be a really fun time. For one, it's set at Cape Cod. I love Cape Cod, I've been there numerous times. And 2, listen to how the synopsis describes these characters: a brash bounty hunter and an energetic elementary school teacher. The murder-solving team no one asked for. That sounds so cute. In this book, we follow Taylor after she discovers a corpse in her rental house on her vacation, and after a bounty hunter shows up to catch the killer, Taylor decides she's going to help him out, even if the bounty hunter isn't very keen on that idea at first. And eventually we can all probably assume that a relationship starts to form between them. Sounds like a cute, beachy enemies to lovers. Finally, I'm gonna show you guys the books I picked up in my Book of the Month subscription. This is unsponsored, by the way. Wish it was. I'm talking to you, Book of the Month. I feel like I'm being a little aggressive today. I need to calm down a little bit. My choice book for this month was Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. A lot of the choices intrigued me, but this book has been a book I knew I wanted to read once it came out. This is a thriller that follows Paris after she wakes up covered in blood, holding a razor with her celebrity husband in the bathtub behind her. So obviously she gets arrested. Did she do it? Did she not? I don't know. But then while she's in jail, more secrets turn up from her past that may possibly be worse than a murder charge. charge. Sounds really interesting. And then the next two books I got are add-ons. So I picked up The Collective by Allison Galen. In this thriller, we follow Camille. I know a Camille. It's my brother's girlfriend. Dang, what is Camille getting into? So sadly, 5 years ago, Camille's daughter tragically dies, and Camille is obsessed with bringing this man responsible to justice. So it seems like Camille ends up joining a group of women who share similar but different stories of loss, though it looks like these women might not be, to quote the synopsis, avenging angels and monsters instead. How far will a grief-stricken mother go to right a tragic wrong? I'm getting lots of moral dilemma vibes here. Can't wait to read. And then the last book I picked up was The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell, another thriller. All three of the books I got from Book of the Month this month were thrillers. It's not like my physical TBR is anywhere near lacking thrillers. The synopses always just draw me in. I feel like Lisa Jewell is one of the OG thriller writers. I've not read her most popular thriller, And Then She Was Gone, but I feel like I need to read that at some point because that was one of the first thrillers that was like widespread popular across social media. So it looks like the story follows Kim after her daughter leaves her baby with her one night to go out, but then the morning comes and she doesn't return home. So Kim starts to contact her daughter's friends to try to figure out what happened to her daughter, but all she can find is an engagement ring from the baby daddy who is also missing. So why would two parents so devoted to their family abandon their child? And then it also looks like we jump to the future. I really don't know much about this, so I'm just kind of like reading the synopsis and summarizing it for y'all. But we jump to the future and it looks like this case turns into a cold case, and someone is in the forest and discovers a note that says dig here. That looks like it's a possible clue to the young couple's disappearance. Okay, I see you, Lisa Jewell. That was a bit of a journey right there going through that synopsis. I've heard really great things about this book as well. Really excited to get to this, and of course all the other books here. Oh my god, this is heavy. Here are all the books I bought this month. It may be a lot, but I also do read a lot. That is what I tell my parents to excuse my book buying habits. I think the book that I'm most excited to read, I have to choose three. I think Book Lovers super excited for this. If I do end up liking this book, I might end up picking up sometime People We Meet on Vacation. I've heard mixed things about that Emily Henry book as well though too. I'm not really sure yet, but I'm gonna give her another chance with this book. Also really excited to pick up Ricochet, of course. And then I think maybe Things We Do in the Dark. This one sounds really, really good. It's about time for me to go take care of my neighbor's dogs, so I should be heading over there about now. Let's wrap this thing up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear what books you guys have bought recently down in the comments below. If you would like to see more book hauls, also let me know. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help me and my channel out a lot. Or you can comment and interact, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.